All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today, way back in time, to ancient China.
Yeah.
And we're going to unpack the story of a legendary figure, Yu the Great. Now, we're not just going to, talk about his big accomplishment, taming these devastating floods,
Mhm.
but also why has this story resonated for thousands of years?
Exactly.
Why do we still talk about it?
Yeah.
What can we learn? Get ready for some mythical creatures, a little bit about his father's failures, and some leadership lessons that we can all still use today.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that makes Yu's story so interesting, so compelling,
Yeah.
is that it kind of blends this practical problem solving
Mm-hmm.
with almost like a symbolic richness.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's all these mythical elements, but there's this core of like, okay, we have a problem. How do we solve it?
Right. Yeah. And I guess to really understand his impact,
Yeah.
we kind of have to go back to that time, right?
Hmm.
And really understand
Totally.
what was going on.
Yeah. So, like, picture this, right?
Right.
Ancient China. You've got these relentless floods just ravaging the land, causing just widespread suffering, people being displaced.
Mhm.
It wasn't just a natural disaster.
Right.
It was a defining moment.
Okay.
It shaped the course of their entire civilization.
So before we get to you, we got to talk about his dad, right?
Jim,
Oh,
he was the first one who was like, all right, I'm going to fix this.
Exactly. He was tasked with taming the floods, and
Huh?
his approach was all about resistance,
Okay.
building dams and dikes, just trying to hold back the water, just raw power.
Yeah, just stop it.
Stop it. Don't let it come in.
Right. Like at first that seems like a logical approach.
Yeah, it seems very intuitive, right? Like, water's coming, block it.
Block it, yeah.
But it didn't work. What happened?
No, it totally backfired.
Okay.
The more he tried to like contain the floods,
Mm-hmm.
the more destructive they became because these dams couldn't hold back this immense water pressure.
Right.
Everything just kept building up and eventually they failed.
Oh, wow.
And it just led to even more devastation.
So not only did it not work,
Right.
but it made it worse.
Exactly.
And gosh, that's just what a lesson
Yeah.
in the futility of trying to resist the power of nature.
100%. And it really sets up this nice contrast with you.
Totally. Yeah. So you comes along
Ah.
and he's like, all right, Dad, thanks for trying, but
Right.
I got a different idea.
He was like, I'm not going to fight the water.
Yeah.
I'm going to work with it.
Yeah. Tell me about that approach.
So Yu's approach was revolutionary. Instead of trying to overpower nature,
Okay.
he was like, let me try to understand it.
Okay.
So his strategy was all about dredging and channeling,
Okay.
which is basically digging canals, deepening waterways,
Right.
so the water could flow naturally towards the sea.
It's such a brilliant shift in thinking, right?
Yeah, it's almost philosophical,
Yep.
you know? It's like instead of blocking the flow, he was like, I'm going to guide it.
Right. And I can already see why his story resonates
Oh, yeah.
even today. It's
Yeah,
like,
totally.
we can learn from that.
Yeah.
It's about adapting to challenges.
100%.
It's about understanding
Right.
the forces that are at play and working with them,
Yeah,
not against them.
absolutely.
And this was no easy task, right?
Oh, no.
This took dedication.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So legend tells us that you dedicated 13 years of his life
13 years.
to this project. Can you imagine?
Gosh, and this is where that famous story comes in, right?
Oh, yeah.
About, he's so dedicated.
Mhm.
He's passing his own home.
Yeah.
Not once, not twice,
3 times.
but 3 times.
Yeah.
And doesn't even go in.
Nope.
He can hear his wife, his son,
Yeah.
but he's like, nope, gotta keep going.
And mission is more important.
Yeah, I mean, what dedication.
Talk about selflessness.
Exactly.
And commitment to the greater good.
Yeah, that story just really encapsulates that.
Totally.
But of course, this is where the story gets a little more
Fun.
fun, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, a little more fantastical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those mythical helpers.
Right.
So we've got a guiding dragon.
Yes.
We've got a turtle carrying a map.
Love that.
We've got a phoenix, like holding a rope,
Yeah.
and then a digging pig-like beast. I mean, come on.
It's amazing.
What are these elements doing in the story?
So it's more than just adding like a fantastical element.
Okay.
I think it's about symbolism,
Okay.
right? These creatures represent forces of nature, but they're aligning to support Yu's mission.
Okay.
Right? So you have the dragon, which is power, wisdom, guiding him.
Mhm.
The turtle, longevity, knowledge,
Yeah.
providing these maps
Uh-huh.
for his work. And then the phoenix rebirth, renewal,
Yeah.
helping him measure, plan,
I love that.
right?
Yeah.
So it elevates the story to like myth, right? It makes it more captivating and enduring.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, we've got to talk about
Oh, yeah.
the big battle, right?
This is the good stuff.
You versus the Black Dragon,
Classic.
which is, again, feels very like
Oh, total hero's journey?
hero's journey. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So what's going on there?
So the Black Dragon, right, it represents chaos,
Okay.
destruction, the
Yeah.
immense challenges that you faced.
Yeah.
And overcoming, it wasn't just brute force.
Right.
It was about understanding its power
Okay.
and finding a way to utilize it for good.
Wow.
So it's a metaphor, right, for the kind of leadership that you embodied.
Okay.
Strategic, innovative, transformative.
I mean, his success wasn't just about taming the floods. though.
Yeah, no.
What did he do after?
So he basically divided ancient China into 9 regions,
Okay.
established a system of regulated waterways,
Right.
and this ushered in an era of peace and prosperity.
So he solved the problem.
Yes.
But then he was like, all right, now let's rebuild
Let's make it even better.
and make it better. Yeah.
Exactly.
And this impact, this lasted, right?
Oh, it was long-lasting. So Yu's success
Yeah.
led him to become the first emperor
Oh, wow.
of the Xia dynasty,
Okay.
which is a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
It shaped Chinese history and governance for centuries to come.
Gosh. So it's interesting, right? We started with this guy who's just trying to solve a problem.
Right, right.
And then
Yeah.
it leads to this whole,
It ripples out.
this dynasty.
Yeah, totally.
And it changes the course of history.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, what can we learn
Right.
from Yu's story
Yeah.
thousands of years later? What's the takeaway?
So I think Yu's story gives us like several enduring lessons,
Okay.
right? The importance of adapting to challenges, the power of innovative thinking,
Hmm.
perseverance,
Yeah.
selflessness,
Right.
the impact of effective leadership, right?
Okay.
It's a reminder that even when we face these seemingly insurmountable obstacles,
Yeah.
there's a way forward. If we're willing to learn, adapt, and work together
Right.
for the greater good.
You the Great.
You the great.
Innovator, symbol of resilience, and a leader
Absolutely.
whose legacy continues to inspire.
100%. As we wrap up here,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
What are the black dragons that we face today?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. What problems seem insurmountable
Right.
in our own time?
Yeah.
And how can we, tap into our understanding,
Yeah.
our adaptability, our perseverance to
Yeah.
overcome them?
Ooh, that is a question worth pondering.
Right.
Thank you for joining us
Thanks for having me.
for this deep dive into the story of Yu the Great. We hope you've learned something
I hope so, too.
and maybe even found a little inspiration
Yeah,
for your own journey.
absolutely.
Until next time.
See you later, Phil.